Have you ever found yourself in one of those seasons of transition,
hmm
specifically when it comes to your spiritual life? You know, that feeling maybe you've moved or you're just between chapters and you look around and realize you don't really have a church home anymore.
It's that feeling of being spiritually homeless.
Exactly.
And it's a very common, yet, a very isolating experience. That need for belonging is so fundamental, which is exactly where our sources are taking us today.
Right.
We're doing a deep dive into this community called the HOPFAN, which really positions itself as a home for people in those in-between moments.
And what jumps out immediately in the source material is that they aren't just trying to be another online content hub or something.
Not at all.
They identify as a community of Bible-believing believers. It's a very clear back-to-basics identity, but the way they deliver it is so modern.
The hybrid model.
Yes, this hybrid model. I think we need to unpack that a little because hybrid can mean so many different things.
It really can. But here, it seems to be all about accessibility, without losing that real human connection. The text is clear that the HOPFAN gathers both online and in person.
So it's not an either.
Exactly. It removes that friction. You can connect digitally from anywhere, but you still have the option for that crucial, face-to-face fellowship.
It's meeting you right where you are, and they're very intentional about what happens once you're there. The sources lay out these 4 pillars for the community.
Fellowship, serving.
Praying and learning together. For me, serving is the one that really stands out.
I agree completely. In a digital age, it's easy to, learn or even pray by yourself. But serving, that requires you to actually step out and participate.
Yeah.
It turns you from just a consumer into a real contributor.
That's where the community building part must really happen.
I think so.
And the emotional payoff described in the text it's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
It says that for a lot of people, finding this group feels like everything you prayed for and more. That's a huge claim.
It is, but it speaks to that deep sense of relief, right? Of finally finding a home base when you thought you were just drifting alone.
And the sources mention this creates a kind of ripple effect.
The natural reaction isn't just to stay, it's to immediately turn around and tell your friends about it.
It's that organic, word-of-mouth energy you only get when something feels truly genuine.
Totally.
They use 3 specific adjectives to describe the vibe, and I love them. Real, life-giving, and community building. That term life-giving,
Yes.
it implies that this is a community that adds energy to your life, instead of draining it. It's not another obligation. It's a resource.
Exactly. And because it's real, there's no pressure to be perfect. The text really emphasizes that they are just ready to welcome people. Right now, no hoops to jump through.
And from a practical standpoint, the barrier to entry is almost 0. The source material says joining is as simple as clicking the link in the bio.
It's a modern front door.
It is a modern front door to what sounds like a really deep spiritual connection. It just highlights how technology can be used to solve that problem of isolation.
You click a link, and suddenly you're not in that season of transition by yourself anymore.
So if you're listening and you feel that in-between tension, the HOPFAN really seems designed to bridge that exact gap. We'll leave you with this final thought. We often think we need to have our lives perfectly sorted out before we can find a community. But what if the most real connections actually happen when we admit we're in transition? And what if we step into a space that's built specifically to hold us during that time? Sometimes the act of just looking, that's the start of the solution. Thanks for diving in with us.